I want to tell you the bad news about Joe Wilson.
All right, we're ready.
Now, the good news was he's in a bit of trouble with the polls and the money that's pouring into his opponent. But Joe Wilson, the heckler, does have some good news for him. It turns out he won. I don't mean his race. Of course, that's going to happen in 2010. I mean policy-wise. Max Baucus and Kent Conrad, the Democrats in the Senate, have buckled to Joe Wilson, the heckler. Okay? Get a load of this. This is from Time magazine. I'm quoting Time here. The controversy over Republican Representative Joe Wilson shouting out, "You lie," at the president over his claim that illegal immigrants wouldn't benefit from health care reform apparently sparked some reconsideration of the relevant language. Quote, "We really thought we'd resolve this question of people who are here illegally, but as we reflected on the president's speech last night, we wanted to go back and drill down again," said Senator Kent Conrad, one of the Democrats in the talks, after a meeting Thursday morning. Baucus, later that afternoon, said the group would put in a proof of citizenship requirement to participate in the new health exchange, a move likely to inflame the left. You're goddamn right it's likely to inflame the left. And it's not about doing the thing on illegal immigration. I think that's stupid. I'll get to that in a second. But my God, man, you're going to buckle to this jerk who yelled out, "You lie," in the middle of the president's speech to Congress? And you're going to cave into him for no goddamn reason? I mean, are there no bounds to how weak Democrats are?
You know, I am starting to believe that being a congressional Democrat, and this is going to sound bad, but I can't put it any other way, is a kind of personality disorder. That, and a Democrat in general, a so-called centrist Democrat, to me, this brings the Van Jones thing to mind. The notion that somehow you're going to placate Joe Wilson by changing the language of the bill, or that you're going to placate Glenn Beck by throwing them Van Jones. What did Glenn Beck do the minute he had Van Jones's head on the wall? He started going after Cass Sunstein, who is as centrist and and nonpartisan as a person as Obama's brought up. You don't placate these people because it just makes their lust for power even greater. These guys can't seem to remember that they won the friggin' election, and the more they cave, which is where the personality disorder comes in, the more they're going to be kicked around some more.
And think about what precedent it sets. When you say, hey, if you yell at the president and are incredibly disrespectful, you will get your way. If I'm a Republican, at the next time he's doing this joint session of Congress, I'm yelling my head off. Because these guys are going to buckle the minute I say anything.
I wish I could yell at you right now, "You lie," but you're telling the truth. There's no question that every form of abusive behavior seems to be rewarded by the Democrats, whether it's Glenn Beck, whether it's Joe Wilson, the notion, whether it's Joe Lieberman, the notion that you can placate people. I don't know where it comes from, this need to supplicate themselves. It's weird.
It's disgusting. And look, this one I don't even think has anything to do with, normally they use the Republicans as cover to actually do what the lobbyists want them to do, because Conrad and Baucus take more money than anybody else from these guys, from the healthcare industry, et cetera, right, from corporate America. But in this case, this doesn't even involve corporate America. This doesn't have anything to do with it. It solves the question of, is it just weakness, or is it that they're playing ball with the Republicans in a wink, wink, nod, nod to get money? The answer is it's both.
Right.
Like when you remove corporate angle out of it, they're still weak.
But, I don't even see how it's good politics, because the more you restrict access to buying into the insurance exchange, actually the more money you're keeping away from the insurance corporations, number one. And I don't see how it's good politics, number two, because the Republicans have really alienated the Hispanic vote. The more you do to be aggressive against the immigrant community, the more you continue to alienate the Hispanic vote. So I don't get the logic. Maybe I'm wrong about this craven kind of bootlicking personality problem, but I certainly don't understand what else it could be, given the politics of it.
And this is an excellent example of it, okay, because it's not about the lobbyists, it's not about the money, it's about just buckling for the sake of buckling, right? Now, by the way, on the substance of it, okay, right now, illegal immigrants can buy any damn insurance they like, any damn health insurance.
Right.
Aetna doesn't ask them. Blue Cross doesn't ask them. United Health doesn't ask them. Are you a citizen or are you not? They take their money. Okay?
And on a policy point of view, you want them buying insurance.
Because you don't want them showing up at the emergency room.
With a $40,000
Right,
critical
when they
injury.
didn't pay anything. If
Right.
they buy insurance,
Right.
they're paying premiums, right?
Right.
So now, what they're going to do by buckling to Joe Wilson is they're saying in the bill that illegal immigrants cannot buy the public option, cannot participate in the exchange, and buy insurance through the exchange. So before, where we had a system where at least they were paying premiums, now they're not going to even pay premiums if this works. And then they're going to show up and get the care anyway because we're not going to let them die. Okay?
Right.
It is.
Although they might push for that if they thought they could get it, frankly.
It's a surrender to idiocy. Okay? It's a surrender to the stupid, the brood, the brash, and the repugnant among us. And that's why it bothers me more than anything else. It's not just about this issue. It's what it shows you about the character of Democrats. They're never, these guys, not all Democrats, as I told you, they're strong progressives now fighting for the public option, 80 to 100 at least in the House. But these kind of Democrats will surrender at everything, at every turn. And so I'm not interested in fighting for them. I'm interested in fighting for real progressives who are going to do what they said they were going to do. Not interested in fighting for these guys. I would never give a dime. You're crazy if you give a dime to these guys.
Watch the live show at theyoungturks.com.